Pure coincidence gets stuck beside one of the veiled assassins, who shoots him.
Oh my gracious, bruh!
Really wanna perpetrate, cause this 38 will be designated for all those that hate it like just that I'm contemplating. Your moves you lose, now your hot you gave me. New moves, more dudes, now the top you made me. Same rules, new crews, now the first.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back. I am Van, and we are all the LFR family. And if you're not already with the LFR family, I'm gonna need for you to hit that subscribe button right there, Jack. Hit that thing. Hit that thing. All right, we are doing some history. Why? Because I'm becoming a student in life, so I need to make sure that I'm a student in life. And I understand things that everybody already know because I didn't pay attention to geography and history and all that other stuff. So I'm here now. So now that I'm here, in the most simplified way, please explain to me World War I. Okay? Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Make sure y'all hit the like button so y'all can push this forward for me. Let's check it out.
The world of 1914, a time of modern technology, culture, and fashion. Truly the height of civilization. Let's have a war. Everyone knew a big war was coming. France wanted some stuff back that Germany had taken from it. Germany wanted to take more of everyone's stuff, and they were building a big sexy navy that was making the British uncomfortable.
He said Germany wanted to take everyone's stuff, and plus they was building a big sexy navy.
Take more of everyone's stuff, and they were building a big sexy navy that was making the British uncomfortable. These two empires thought they were really cool, but lots of different people who lived there didn't think it was so cool. And some of them had even been declaring independence with help from Russia. Everyone was talking about each other behind each other's backs. Throw in the fact that military technology had come a long way since the last major war, and suddenly everyone was pretty eager to beat each other up. In this area of Austria-Hungary live some Serbs and Bosnians who hated living in Austria-Hungary. So the Austro-Hungarian Archduke Franz Ferdinand goes there for a nice drive in an open-top car with his car's route published in advance. And that went just about as well as you'd expect. Some assassins...
Why in the world would they document where you're about to drive and then you drive there knowing that you're a world leader? Come on. Sheesh.
Published in advance. And that went just about as well as you'd expect. Some assassins were waiting for him along the way and threw bombs at his car, but they missed and blew up some officers behind him instead. So the Archduke goes into hiding, leaves Sarajevo, and the whole war never happens. Except no, the Archduke doesn't leave, but instead goes back out in the open-top car to visit the injured officers in hospital. The driver takes a wrong turn and by sheer coincidence gets stuck beside one of the veiled assassins, who shoots him.
Oh my gracious, bruh. Come on, man. I would say you had bad luck, but you clearly had good luck in order to become a world leader. So it just, it just ended how it ended.
One of the veiled assassins, who shoots him. Austria-Hungary is understandably pissed about all this, and they think the Serbian government had something to do with it, which they might have. So they go to their ally Germany and say, hey Germany, we're going to declare war on Serbia, and Germany is all for that. So Austria-Hungary send a big list of impossible demands to Serbia, and when Serbia refuses, they declare war. Austria-Hungary and Germany are friends, and Serbia is protected by Russia, who's friends with France, so they'll declare war on each other. Montenegro joins in too. France and Britain also have a kind of alliance, so when France says, hey Britain, you got my back? Britain is like, maybe? And then they decide to stay out of it, which is great for Germany, because Germany has a plan. They know that Russia is so big and clumsy that it will take them a while to get ready for war. So with this guy in charge, Germany will send all its troops into France at lightning speed while Russia's getting ready, defeat France, then move all the troops to Russia and defeat Russia, and then we all speak German and eat Pfefferpottast every day. Just one problem. France has loads of forts and defenses along its German border, and Germany can't waste any time fighting them, so Germany decides to go around them. Through Belgium. Belgium is neutral, but Germany wants to march 750,000 troops through it to get around France's defenses. They're hoping Belgium will just kind of sit down and shut up, but they don't. They fight back, and they're pretty good too, so they slow the Germans down. What's worse is that Britain shows up, and they're pretty pissed that Germany's invading neutral countries. So now Britain declares war on Germany. So Germany push on through Belgium and commit some atrocities along the way. They also wear spikes and sometimes skulls on the uniform. So if you're trying to not look like the bad guys, good job.
Wow, spikes and skulls. That was, okay. All right. All right, that was creative.
And sometimes skulls on the uniform. So if you're trying to not look like the bad guys, good job. The Allies have a propaganda extravaganza, and this starts having an influence around the world, notably in America. The US President Woodrow Wilson sees himself as a bit of a Jesus figure, and spends most of the war trying to get everyone to just hug it out. But there's also a large population of ethnic Germans living in the United States, and when the war first broke out, they were like, yay Germany! But now that they're committing atrocities in Belgium, they're less enthusiastic. Let's play Spot the French Soldier. Did you see him? Easy, right? He's wearing a bright blue uniform with red trousers. And do you know who else spotted him easily too? The Germans. So when the French were slowly marching in columns through the countryside, the Germans easily tore them to shreds with their giant guns. All the nations involved in this war went in with an old school war mentality, and all of them had to update their uniforms and tactics a lot during the Great War. Because this war was going to be like nothing anyone had ever seen before. Russia's ready for war, and way earlier than expected. Hey Austria-Hungary, can you get on top of that? Oh yeah, sure, we've got this. Nope. So Germany has to send some troops back to the east to defend against the Russians. The chief of staff of the Austro-Hungarian army is this guy, and although he is handsome, he turns out not to be the best military strategist.
He said, although he is handsome, he turned out not to be that great of a strategist, a military strategist. Does that mean simply because you're handsome you can strategize properly for war? Maybe. I don't know. Well, they usually say you make a great leader if you're over 6'2" and you're handsome or something like that. It's crazy stuff. I don't know where that comes from, but might be some truth to it.
Army is this guy, and although he is handsome, he turns out not to be the best military strategist. Austria-Hungary constantly ignores Germany's advice, and then comes running back to Germany whenever they get in trouble. Austria-Hungary even gets
Send help.
kicked by tiny Serbia, who repels all their invasion attempts at the start of the war. It's better news for Germany in the north, though, where they almost completely wipe out the Russian Second Army. Back on the Western Front, the Germans continue advancing and are in sight of Paris. At this point, anyone would be forgiven for thinking the Germans were going to get that quick victory after all. But then things start to go wrong. The French commander-in-chief knew something had to be done, and he ordered his armies to stop retreating. In the resulting battle, a gap opened up in the German lines. If a gap opens up, the enemy can use it to flank you from the side and behind, so the German armies have to retreat. The Allies launch a counter.
I swear this is just like the game of chess. It is just like the game of chess. As soon as the other army gets to position themselves so that they can go forward, now they got to move back. They got to move their pawns back and prepare themselves for defense. At first they was on offense, now they're in defense. They're like, okay, what we do? Huh? Y'all was the big bad bullies at first. Nah, keep on fighting. Keep on fighting.
Flank you from the side and behind, so the German armies have to retreat. The Allies launch a counterattack, so the Germans dig into defensive positions. The Allies do the same. Then both sides move north, trying to outflank each other along the way. When they reach the sea, they're in a stalemate with trench systems running the whole way from the coast to Switzerland, the beginning of trench warfare on the Western Front. Here's how trench warfare works. Two opposing lines of trenches with no man's land in between. One side would pummel the other with hundreds of thousands of artillery shells, sometimes for days at a time. This had a huge psychological effect on the soldiers, leaving many shell-shocked. Then, the attacking troops would leave their trenches and rush across no man's land, a muddy wet mass of shell craters and barbed wire. The defending trench would unleash machine gun fire on the attackers, inflicting thousands of casualties.
Oh my God.
The attackers would send wave after wave until either they gave up or the opposing trench was finally overrun. There would be months of fighting and the—
What the holy hell? What do you mean? They have machine guns. Why are we still sending— Why are you still sending— I'm not we, but the Blues, the Crips. Why are you still running at the Bloods if they daggone got machine guns and they just killing y'all by the thousands? Relax. Redamn lax. That's what you got to daggone do. Redamn lax. Huh? Relax. Get to it. Everybody go through it. Y'all know that song? Well, I know that part, but I don't know that song. I don't even know what it is. Probably, I don't know. Who's it, Van Halen? I don't know.
On the attackers, inflicting thousands of casualties. The attackers would send wave after wave until either they gave up or the opposing trench was finally overrun. There would be months of fighting and the deaths of thousands in order to gain a few meters or kilometers of land. Living in the trenches was hard work too. Corpses, mud that could swallow you whole, pools of poisonous water, rats, disease, the smell. It's insane that millions of soldiers put up with these conditions, and commanders ordered them to do so for years.
Wow. That was part 1. Thank you so much, Oversimplified, for breaking that down. Is that the name? Yeah, Oversimplified. Thank you so much for breaking that down, Oversimplified. Wow. Now we got to go check out part 2. All right. Yeah, I think y'all. Whew, my gracious, that was wild, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comments below, and any other joints that y'all want me to check out, put those in the comments too. All right. And make sure y'all hit that subscribe button on your way out the door. Once again, guys, I am Van, and now we are all the LFR family, and I look forward to seeing y'all on the next video, and hopefully inside of the Patreon as well. Y'all have been amazing. I love y'all.
Really gonna perpetrate, cause this 38 will be designated for all those that hate it like a chess game, man. I'm contemplating your moves, you lose, now your hot you gave me new moves, more dudes, now the top you made me, same rules, new crews, now the